Hi guys, I'm just going to share the beginning of my Project Life process with you guys. Most of this video is going to take place back there at my work surface and in the regular view, but I wanted to just let you guys know that the beginning of my Project Life process begins with me sitting down at this desk right here. And so what I have here is on this side, I have my Project Life cards and I have photos that I've printed throughout the week. So things that I think I'm going to want to capture in Project Life, I just print them up on my Epson PictureMate charm and just stick them here. These ones I happen to have trimmed because I printed them so far ahead of time that I had my trimmer out and I just trimmed them up. So I have a couple of photos already printed. But usually what I'm going to do, and I'm fashioning this after the way that I did it in 2013, which was really successful for me. I wasn't too stressed about it, and I kept up to date most of the time, and I did it for the full 52 weeks of the year. So what I'm doing is I am keeping track of my Project Life in this book here. It looks like that, and I got it at Chapters, and it's a really cute book, and it's just lined paper inside, and this is what this week or the past couple of weeks looks like. So there it is, and you'll see that as stuff falls out of it that I just stick little pieces of ephemera in there through the week. So I have some tea that I discovered that my neighbor gave me that I discovered is really, really good and helpful when you have a sore throat. And I have a candy wrapper and that has a story with it, and I have a cute little Starbucks gift card that I got from a client, and I have a little perfume sample, and I also have the cover of a book that I finished this month. So these are the sorts of things that I keep this book up in my living room where life happens, and then as I think of things that I might want to document this week, I just stick them in. So this is kept in a really central location. Then in addition to holding this kind of ephemera, this book also becomes a place where I can write notes about the week. So I keep notes about the week right here. And so you'll see that right here, this one is crossed out. That's because this was from the first week. This is what I've already documented, so I don't need to think about this anymore. But you'll notice that down here I have more notes, and every once in a while there's a little P. The P means that I have a picture for that. And so I know to go looking for the picture, and sometimes if I've already printed it and put it right here with my Project Life cards, I'll put a little check mark beside the P. And basically this just kind of goes through each day. So I just write, Monday, January 4th, and then I have a note here that says on Mondays we wear gray IG. That means I have an Instagram picture that says on Mondays we wear gray, and I need to go look for that. And there's a circle around it, which means I've already printed it. I thought I was doing check marks, but it looks like I'm doing circles. So I just basically go through and I try to write down a little something every day. Sometimes there's 2 things for the day, sometimes there's 1, and then I'll just kind of wait and see. You'll see my process. One thing that I'm doing differently this year is I'm setting a rule for myself about this kind of stuff, which I don't want to lose, this kind of stuff. So this is 1 week's worth of ephemera. It's actually a week and a half because I'm usually a week and a half behind because I do a full week at a time. I tend to do my Project Life on Fridays. It's Friday now. And my week goes from Monday to Sunday. So I don't actually want to do Project Life for this current week right now. I'm doing Project Life for last week because that way I can do a full complete week. It's just the way that my mind thinks, so it works for me. But my rule this year that I hope is going to change my life, because one thing that I ran into trouble with when I did a weekly daily documenting Project Life in 2013 is that I wound up carrying over ephemera. So if I didn't have room for this Starbucks card, for example, I might say, oh, well, it looks like a Valentine's one anyway, so I'll just hang on to it until Valentine's week and I'll put it in that week. But the problem with that is that over the course of a whole year of doing that, you wind up with a big pile of garbage, or at least I wound up with a big pile of garbage in my scrap room that I didn't never did. I mean, I just kept carrying over, and the pile just grew and grew and grew every week until I had this big, ginormous tray filled with pieces of paper and little sticky notes and stuff. So I really don't want to accumulate a whole bunch of junk. That's not the purpose of this project. So any of this stuff that does not get into my pockets this week is going to go in the garbage. I'm not holding on to it. I'm not carrying anything forward. So you see this stuff? This is either going to wind up in my pockets or it's going in the garbage. This will be the last you see of it. So that's my promise to myself, is to not carry that stuff forward. So I also have my planner here in case I need it. I'm not too careful about the dates, because if you're doing Project Life and you're keeping on top of it, each week is each week, and it doesn't really matter to me whether something happened on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't really care. So I don't do too much of looking up of dates, but I do just keep this just so I can remember in my mind if I'm missing anything. And I think that's it. I'm using my Jade kit, which I have right here. I'm going to bring it over there. I'll meet you guys over there for the rest of my process. Okay, so here I am at my work surface. Sorry for the jiggly camera for a few minutes there. I'm going to start by just kind of taking a bit of an inventory of what all I have to capture for this week. So I'm referring to my notes and making sure that I actually have a photo for each of the memories or a piece of ephemera, or I don't have to have a piece of ephemera or a photo for every single thing that I document in Project Life, but I like to. So I'm just kind of checking out what I've got and what I need. It turns out that I didn't need to print any photos this session, and that's the way I hope it will almost always be, because what I do is I have a little section in my planner that for Thursday that I remind myself to just check out this notebook and print any photos that I will need the next day. And so Friday after work, my plan is that I'll come home, put the kids to bed, and do this for about an hour on a Friday night. So it did take just under an hour for me to do this spread, and now the narration time is taking a little bit of extra, video production time, but it should take about an hour and a half once all is said and done, including the scrapbooking and the making of the video. So that's why I am not going to be taking any special photos and that sort of thing. So I'm starting off with this card, which is a 4x6. I'm using a Becky Higgins page protector design. I think it's called F. It's the one with one 4x6, and then the rest are all 3x4s. I have this package of stickers, so I'm just kind of looking through my stickers, and I have this package of stickers that are specific to books and reading, so I'm going to use those this week because I have a reading-related picture. And then you just see me going through all of my photos, through all of my stickers here. And I have a bunch of old stickers. It seems like a lot of them are very summer oriented. And so I'm picking out ones that are not summer oriented, just so that I can have them out on my desk to look at and refer to. I'm hoping to get some of these stickers off the sheets and into my project so that I can get rid of these sticker sheets. And so I'll give myself a couple weeks to pick from these particular sheets, and then whatever I don't use, I'll just get rid of. So most of these are from Crate Paper. I don't know which collection. It could be the DIY collection because I had that one and I liked it. I'm just checking to make sure that the word pull-up is going to fit on this tab sticker that I put in place. And I'm using my Pebbles roller letter stamp to spell out the word pull-up, which is the kind of doll that I collect. And oops, I accidentally picked out my Memento ink instead of my StazOn. Of course, I need StazOn because that is a glossy surface, that sticker that I am stamping onto. So I used my StazOn ink, and I will zoom out. I'm sorry, I know I was zoomed in too far here. And I'm thinking about using that label sticker, but it seems like it's just too similar in color to the background paper. And I love this little, I'm sorry. I love this little border sticker that ended up, there you go. I put it on the bottom there, And I like how it picks up on some of the yellow in the background of the photo. I just layered a couple of stickers here, and I'm trying to not really think too much about it and just kind of throw these cards together. And that's what I typically do with Project Life, is I just kind of throw it together. I try to not think too much about design principles or what goes with what, and just get it done. That makes the project a lot more attainable and doable, to just kind of, I mean, obviously I want it to look nice, but it's not something that I'm going to really focus on. So what I'm doing this week, and I'm not sure if I'm always going to do this, but I'm just kind of going back and I'm crossing off everything as I document it so that I know that it's done. And I'm not, by the time I'm finished my pocket page here, I should have everything in that section crossed off. So I'm doing some journaling, and I think I'm going to show each card as I'm done. So there it is. You get to see. It was so nice to have the girls join me in my scrap room. I always have so much fun crafting with them or something like that. Even though that's not what's in the photo, it was about, part of the journaling was about cleaning up my room, and then the other part was about having my kids join me. I just didn't snap a photo of that part, but I wanted to make sure that I documented it. Now, this is just it's a perfume sample, packaging from a perfume sample, and I wanted to include it. What I really liked about it is that it reminded me of the Sephora bag, and I got it from Sephora. When you order online, you get to pick like 3 free samples with every order that you place, and so I love getting the little samples of perfume, because I don't usually buy perfume, so most of the perfume that I own is these samples. I do have a bottle or 2 of perfume, but I don't usually wear it. Next, I'm going to be documenting this little story about my kitten, Nixie. This is my Chocolate Point Siamese kitten, and this is a 2-card story, so I've got a before picture and an after picture. I just pulled out my arrows, which I keep all together, and I'm just using some glue to put that arrow on. It was a sticker, but I took the sticky off of it so that I could store it with all my other arrows. So I'm just running my pen around it to just give the photos a little bit more of a border. It's a really quick way to give your photos a bit more of boldness without needing to cut a frame or a mat. Oh, here we go, pulling out the sassafras. I love these letter stickers. If you've seen my scrap room tours, you know that I have a huge stack of these letter stickers that you cannot buy anymore. I've been hoarding them. When sassafras went under, I bought like every single one of those sheets of stickers that I could find. And so I am looking forward to using them on my Project Life again. I used to use it on my old Project Life all the time, and I just think they're the perfect font for Project Life because they're so bold, but yet they're still small enough to fit on a card. Love, love, love them. So I just want to add a little sticker just because there's stickers on one card, I want to add a sticker on the other card as well. So I took this really old Amy Tangerine sticker from her very first sticker book that she ever made. And I want to add a little something to it. So I grabbed my enamel dots, and I accidentally picked the wrong one, but I'm going to fix it and change it to a green. And that brings some of the green over from the other card. And I'm just going to put those ones together. That piece of paper that I have, paper is just a piece of cardstock that I have drawn out the lines from a Design A Becky Higgins page protector. Even though I'm using a Design F, I still use that same template just because it's easy for me. And Design F isn't too different from a Design A. It's just that there's only one 4x6 instead of 4. So I'm just grabbing a couple of cards here, and I decided to use this card, and all the cards are from the Jade collection. And I just decided to use that gray card because it really allows the pink of the light to really shine. Pardon my pun. So I just grabbed a Studio Calico label sticker that I put a little bit asymmetrically on that card and wrapped it around. And then I'm just going to center the photo, and that's just a picture of Scott has been completely obsessed. And I used the smile sticker to just cover my alarm clock, which looked a little, from a design perspective, it didn't look so nice there. So I just covered it up with the smile sticker. And now I'm just doing a little bit more outlining. I like outlining. It adds a bit of boldness to things. It also makes things look mine because I do so much journaling or so much doodling and outlining that I like to outline on things just to kind of mark it as mine. So I'm just doing a tiny bit of journaling that just talks about how obsessed Scott is with these hue lights. They are lights that you turn on and off, and you can change the color of them, and you can do it with Siri. So, like I can say, "Hey Siri, turn on the bedroom lamp," and the bedroom lamp will come on, and I can say, "Hey Siri, turn on the bedroom lamp on aqua," and it'll turn on and turn it to aqua. I don't know. I don't know how we survived without that thing. Anyhow, it is a bit silly, but Scott really, really, really likes it. So it's funny to see him so in the zone of trying to figure out how it works and how to get it all set up and everything. So now when I'm scrapbooking, and I picked 2 cards that had blue on it because these 2 are going to go together the same way that the 2 cards that go together about my cat are exactly the same card. I want these 2 to look like they go together. So I picked the same color blue. One of them is like a title card and one is a journaling card. And I just have the wrapper from my international students' sweets that she got from her family. And I'm just writing yum right on the photo. And just doing some journaling about that. And that cork arrow just didn't have enough impact. It got a little lost and looked a little too brown and beige and boring. So I grabbed that October afternoon chipboard arrow. And I'm going to use that instead. It's a nice pop of bright green, and there's bright green elsewhere in my spread. So that'll look quite nice, I think. Again, I'm just crossing off as I go. And now I have this tea bag, and the next story that I'm going to be telling is about how I was sick, and boy, was I sick for a long time. I'm still sick. I still had to pause this recording so I could sneeze. Anyhow, I spent a day kind of trying to not do too much. These are Freckled Fawn puffy stickers. And so I spent a day trying to recover, and all I did was just kind of played around on my laptop all day. But one thing that I did do was I made some thumbnails for some of my older videos that have messy looking thumbnails that YouTube just automatically picked for me, and just replaced them all with thumbnails that I made on PicMonkey. I am no graphic designer by any means, and so the thumbnails are not all that beautiful or intricate or anything, but they look a little bit better than a random yucky picture of my hands in action that's blurry and not a nice shot. So I typically use a picture of my layout as my thumbnail. It's easy and quick for me, and you get to see what the video is about, and you can decide for yourself if that's a layout that you'd like to see the process for, or if it's a layout that you don't care for and you'd rather just skip and move on to another video. So there I am. So I scrapbooked about that and just drew some lines on that other card. And now here I'm just putting, it's sort of related. It's about me being sick still because it's an echinacea tea bag that my neighbor brought over for me. Just added a couple stickers there, as you saw. And now I have those reading related stickers. They're epoxy stickers from Freckled Fawn. And I'm finally using that green label that I've tried to use on a couple of different cards, and I'm using it on this one. I think it looks kind of cool with how much green is in that book cover. And it just says finished. I think it says finished this book, or finished this week. And now the last card is this picture of Sophia, and I don't get many pictures of Camilla. She's not as into selfies as Sophia is, but this is a picture of Sophia, one of my 2 international students. I put it just on the angle there just for a little bit of added interest, just to make it stand out a little bit different. Okay, so here's my spread for week 2 of Project Life 2016. I have this panoramic picture that I printed on a 4x6 piece of paper. I slapped it on one of these cards from the Jade collection from Project Life, and I stamped the word pull-up with my Pebbles roller letter stamp. And these are stickers from Crate Paper. They're old stickers. I'm just trying to use things up. This is also a sticker from Crate Paper. These are puffy stickers. I think they might be from Amy Tangerine. And then I just did a little bit of extra journaling right here. And this was just about how I cleaned up and reorganized my scrap room. And I thought that the picture of the dolls was sort of a little bit more interesting than a picture of my scrap room. Then I have these two cards that go together, two pictures of one of my cats who was, I went into my daughter's room and I thought, oh, it's funny that she left her drawer open, and open drawers are really, really dangerous for kittens because you could trap them back there and you could hurt them back there if you shove that closed really quick. So luckily I checked before I closed it, and guess who was inside of there? So I have some little stickers on this. It says, it looked like just a messy drawer, and then there's an arrow going over to here, but look who was hiding inside. And I used my Sassafras old letter stickers for that. And then here I just put hashtag Nixie Antics. It's the name of the cat. Then I have a card all about how I was sick for a day. Well, I've been sick since early December, and so I took a day to just rest, and during it I just spent the whole day on my laptop. I made some thumbnails for some of my older scrapbook videos that had like messy looking thumbnails that YouTube just automatically picked as the thumbnail, so I just replaced them with some of these that I made on PicMonkey. I just added a little freckled fawn puffy sticker there. Then also on the theme of being sick, Carl brought me this tea, which actually helped my throat. I kept the packaging from it, added a bit of washi tape, and another one of those puffy stickers. Scott is obsessed with the Philips Hue. Lights are always going off and on these days, so I just took a picture of my bedside table when it was fuchsia. Got the word smile there, and I put it on a gray card so that the color would really pop. This is a Studio Calico label sticker. Then this is another card from the, I must have done something that was from last week. This is, and all the cards are from the Jade collection from Project Life, and this is just a perfume sample packaging that I just put how much I enjoy getting the little samples of perfume with my Sephora orders when I get them. This is just a picture of Sophia. It says on Mondays we wear gray on her dress that she wore that Monday. Put it on a gray card for that reason, and with cameras all over it because she's the queen of selfies around here. I have a picture of this book that I really loved that I finished. This is the first book of the year for me. I started it in January and I finished it in January. Yay me! Put new favorite, and this is another Crate Paper label sticker. It says finished this week. And this is just a piece of wrapper that I stapled on with my tiny attacher from a candy, or I guess a treat that Sophia's family sent her. And then this is just some journaling about it and a picture of what was inside the wrapper. These are delicious. I don't know what they're called in English, but wow, they're really yummy. And you're supposed to smash it before you eat it and like scrunch it up, squeeze it, and it's like delicious. Anyhow, there's my spread. Thanks so much for watching, and have a really great scrappy week.